What's up, wild ones? Okay, so we all know that hard work, right? You're supposed to work hard. Hard work is a virtue. Yada, 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 yada. Yes, and maybe, okay, but what happens when we over-identify with hard work and we begin to place our own worth and our value with our output? I'll tell you what fucking happens. I'll tell you what happens. What happens is that we then begin to place exactly who we are and how much we value ourselves and all of everything that we desire. We tend to put it into this box of working, right? Okay, so how hard have I worked? And then that means I deserve the thing. And then what happens there is we begin to pull. We get into a space of almost desperation with our desires, and then we're sending out these desperate vibes, right? The universe doesn't want desperation, right? Imagine when you're in a relationship, you've been in a relationship in the past, when your partner got all clingy and needy and all of these things. It was such a turn off, right? You're just like, dude, like, or chick, like whatever, like you're like, just kind of chill, right? Like I just need you to chill. I need you to back up. It's the same thing with whatever you're trying to call in, right? Trying to call in, the more that we're working and working and working, and we're gonna get it done. And, oh my God, I'm working towards that. That's when we're starting to say things like that. Oh yeah, that, I'm working towards that. It means that that thing is so far away, and it's a reflection of our disbelief in our ability to actually call that thing in, and our ability to have that, in our ability to really believe that we are worthy of that thing. And so we distract ourselves, going back into distraction. I told you I was going to talk about this in a different way. Going back to distraction, we then distract ourselves with how hard we can work and how hard we can work on a million things besides the one thing that our soul is asking us to do, right? And so we're working hard over here, and we're working hard over here, and we're working hard over here, and we're feeling, oh, we're so good, and we're like, yeah, I'm so valuable, I'm worthy, I'm doing the thing, I'm putting in the effort, except the needle's not moving. And it's because we haven't actually distilled down and gotten clear on what it is that we're doing. We just think that as long as we're working hard, then something good's gonna happen. Yeah? Not really, okay? All it means is that you're going to call in more things that allow you to work hard, because the universe is like, oh, hey, this person just wants to keep working with no actual results, and so that seems to make them happy, and so I'll just give them more opportunities to keep working hard without actually moving the needle and creating the shift that they want. So what happens, or what needs to happen then, rather, is this shift internally, where we begin to look at, okay, what does hard work actually mean to me? How do I relate to working hard? How do I relate to, okay, here's an example. I really, like this year, it was really like, I had to come into this space where I could separate my art from business. Separate the two. Now, my art is like, it's storytelling, you know, written word, videos, my body movement, just like body poetry and sensual nectar movements, like whatever it is, but it's really just telling story and being the muse to, you know, to really get you, light that fire under your gorgeous ass so that you can do the work that you're here to do, and turn your art and your soul's work into a global movement of social change. And you get to have like the most amazing, intrinsic, delicious intimacy and sex life and orgasms and joy and pleasure and connection with God while you're doing these things, right? But I had to find the separation because I was over-identifying my business with being a reflection of my art. And that means like everything I did, it had to be this like exact, precise outpouring of my soul. And that so when you're running a business, you have to actually give a shit what other people think. As an artist, I don't, right? I don't. We do on some sense where we're like, oh, I hope this serves, and I hope people are moved by it. But if I'm asking people, what do you think about this? Or, what would you like to see here? Or, like, then I'm not creating. That's not art for me. That's just like, it's Like some people like can do commission art, like painting and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes they love it, and sometimes they're like, oh my god, this is so stupid. I don't want to paint freaking dogs smoking cigars. I want to paint, you know, landscapes where I'm like freaking the next Salvador Dali or something like that, right? So we have to be able to separate business and art. And if we're over-identifying our business as being an expression of our art, then it gets really sticky, gets really, really sticky, and it gets really hard to actually serve clients or serve patrons or whatever it is that you're serving with your business, because you're over-identifying and you're needing it to be this, you're needing it to be like the baby of your soul, and it really can't be, right? Because it's business. Yeah. And so, yes, your art can fuel your business, but your business is not your art. And so it's the same thing. Yes, we need to work, right? There needs to be some sort of action being taken. Yeah. You can't just sit there and meditate. We also need to put into action the things that we're getting through our meditation, through our body movement, through our rewilding experiences and rituals and all that. And there's an audio experience coming from me to you. And it's coming. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's going to look like, but stay tuned. That's on a complete aside. Okay, back to the topic at hand. All right. Okay. So we want to be able to separate. And yes, there is beautiful, oh my God, like it's so exquisite when we can follow through and commit and stay in integrity with who we say that we are, and do the work of our soul. However, that over-identification means that we are putting our worth and our value in the simple act of working hard, which means there's no intentionality, right? You're not distilling down what needs to happen specifically for you to move the needle towards whatever it is that you desire. We're in this, like, we're pulling in, we're forcing, and it's like we're pushing our desires further away because we're like, I'm working so hard, and you need to come in because I'm working hard. And our desires are like, dude, chill out, right? Like, nobody wants to be with the clingy person, right? Like, desire, universe is like, I need the spaciousness. I want the spaciousness for you to invite me in, to co-create and to play and to dance, right? Like, you want to dance with the divine in everything you do, rather than being in this push-pull fighting relationship, right? Like, where you're just like, you're like knuckling up with the universe, and you're like, this isn't working. Like, why is this not working? And you're like, ah, right? But it's not working. So there needs to be an ease. There needs to be flow. Flow requires us to be challenged, but it doesn't require us to just mindlessly run around working hard because we think that that makes us a worthy human being. So look at your own stuff. Look at your old stories, how you grew up, the stuff your parents said, the things that you said, the things that whatever, all the stuff that said worth is defined by how hard you're working. Doesn't matter what you're doing, just as long as you're working hard, then that means you're valuable, that means you're worthy. So I want you to start to look at your old stories and then drop me a comment and say, what were your old stories? Are you over-identifying with working hard as your own value? And how are you committed to changing that? Yeah? Because that's what needs to happen. We got to change the game. That's when we stop distracting ourselves with hard work and actually get down to business with the task at hand. So, wild ones, if this resonates, then please go ahead and hit that little subscribe. Turn on the notifications by hitting that little bell so that you get notified. Hit like, all that good stuff. Share this out with your peeps if this resonates. I think that's it. I love you guys. Check out the new free Alchemy series. The link is in the description. That's it. All right. No, yeah, I think that's it. Okay, bye.